Namaste friends. Today I will be talking to you about a pranayama which is called Bhastrika Pranayama. The word Bhastrika means bellow. So this pranayama is also called bellow breathing. In this pranayama, when we breathe, when we inhale, the chest rises, and when we exhale, the chest falls. This is the main characteristic of this pranayama. Now, before going into the benefits of the pranayama, some people who should avoid this pranayama are people having high blood pressure, people having heart problems, those who have undergone recent surgeries, pregnant women, those who are having back pain problems and neck pain problems, and also some people who have got problems like epilepsy and all should avoid this pranayama. Now coming to the benefits of this pranayama, this is an opening pranayama. So it opens up the lungs. So it improves the lung capacity, number one. When the Bhastrika pranayama is done, the oxygen level in the blood increases. When the oxygen level rises and when you finish the pranayama, there will be a little light-headed feeling and the entire nervous system calms down. So when you do this pranayama, you will be actually able to feel that changes. So one of the benefits of this pranayama is it calms the nervous system. Now coming to the techniques of this pranayama. So before doing this pranayama, you have to observe Brahma Mudra. So the thumb should be inside your palm and the forefinger should be wrapped around your thumb. And the back of the wrist should be kept on the thigh, which will be close to your navel this way. So when you sit like this, this is called Brahma Mudra. You can observe any convenient position like Padmasana or Vajrasana, like how I am sitting, or Sukhasana. Any asana of that style is fine for practicing Bhastrika Pranayama. Now I will demonstrate a few rounds and then I will come to the further details. So I am observing Brahma Mudra and keeping it on the thigh. Now I am going to start Bhastrika. So observe the breath. So I exhale completely first. Now when I inhale, the chest will come up. And when I exhale, the chest will go. It goes down. So like this, you can gradually increase the speed of the strokes, and once you feel your capacity is getting exhausted, slowly reduce the speed and slow down and stop. The number of strokes per minute in Bhastrika can be started from even as low as 10 or 20 or 30 strokes a minute. So gradually you can reach even up to 60 strokes a minute. So you can even start very slow, like so this is also fine. Now, when you finish this pranayama, you can go to about maybe about 30 or 40 or 50 strokes and then stop. And then take a break, again restart if you are convenient, again take a break, again restart. Like that you can make about 2 to 3 rounds and then relax. After that you can lie down in Shavasana or go to the next pranayama. So this is the technique of doing pranayama. I will go to the details of it. As I said, we keep the hands in Brahma Mudra. So there is a reason why we keep the hand like in Brahma Mudra. So when I keep the hand like this, there is a push given on the thigh so that the chest can rise up. You saw that. So you can lift the chest with that pressure of the hand. So if I keep it in Dhyana Mudra, so that pressure cannot come. So the hand pressure on the thigh cannot come as much as effective as what I get with the Brahma Mudra. That's why we keep the mudra as Brahma Mudra. Now, if you observed my practice, I was trying to increase the height of my chest. If you look here, So don't get this mistaken for lifting the shoulders like. Now when I do this, the shoulder is going up, the chest is not going up. Just observe. So don't do a shoulder exercise. So that's not Bhastrika Pranayama. So when we do Bhastrika, the chest has to rise up. So the shoulder rises only to the extent that the chest rises. It doesn't rise too much. Yes, it goes up, but not too much. So the work is happening on the chest, not much on the shoulder. So that's how you do Bhastrika Pranayama. And some other common mistakes are that don't arch your back when you do Bhastrika, like. Don't do that. So it's an upward and downward movement that happens on the chest. And the spine does not move too much when you do the Bhastrika Pranayama. So another common mistake that people do while practicing Bhastrika Pranayama is too much movement on the head and the neck. That will only injure your neck because of the strokes. So don't do the pranayama like this, how I show now. So when you do like this, the neck starts getting irritated because of the up and down movement of your chin and head. So it only hurts the neck. So don't practice Bhastrika Pranayama with too much of movement on the head or the chin, neither the shoulders and nor at the backbone. The benefits of the pranayama, as I said, is improving the lung capacity. 1. Number 2 is calming down the nervous system, and it is also used as a preparatory pranayama before doing the advanced or the second level pranayamas. So keep practicing Bhastrika Pranayama. Namaste.